Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Engineering Mathematics DJ Ganit. In this lecture we will do one more problem in double integrals in polar form. So for this problem we require this formula. So we just understand this reduction formula for powers of sine and cosine. So suppose n is a positive integer which is greater than 1, and if we have integral of this type, sine to the power n theta or cos to the power n theta. So integral of nth power of sine theta with respect to theta from 0 to pi by 2, or integral of cos raised to n theta from 0 to pi by 2. This integral can be directly evaluated using this formula known as reduction formula. So here in the numerator we will start with n minus 1. N is nothing but power of either sine or cosine, and then we will subtract 2 from each term. So n minus 1, then we subtract 2 from n minus 1, so we obtain n minus 3. Then we subtract 2 from n minus 3 and we obtain n minus 5, and so on. In the denominator we start with n and then we subtract 2 from n, so we obtain n minus 2. Then we subtract 2 from n minus 2, we obtain n minus 4, and we continue in this way. Into k, where k is pi by 2 if power n is even, and k is 1 if power n is odd. Now when we are writing this product n minus 1, n minus 3, n minus 5, or the product in the denominator, we will keep in mind that if first factor is even, we will stop when we obtain 2, and if first factor is odd, we will stop when we obtain 1. For example, we can understand with one problem. Suppose I want to find out integral from 0 to pi by 2 sine raised to 7 theta d theta. So here n equal to 7. So in the denominator we start with 7, and in the numerator we start with n minus 1, that is 7 minus 1, which is 6, and then we multiply with those integers which are obtained by subtracting 2 from its previous number. So if we subtract 2 from 6, we obtain 4. If we subtract 2 from 4, we obtain 2. And I stop here because my first number is even. Similarly, we continue subtracting 2 from 7, and then from 5, and then from 3. So here first factor is odd, so I stop when I obtain 1, and here power of this sine is odd, so I put k equal to 1. So in this way we can easily find out this type of integrals, provided limits are from 0 to pi by 2 and we have either sine or cosine function. So we require this reduction formula in our problem of double integral. So let's start with this problem. Evaluate double integral of function r times square root of a square minus r square over the upper half of the circle r equal to a cos theta. So this r equal to a cos theta is a circle. So if you recall, in previous lecture we have seen that if we have r equal to 2a cos theta, then it represents a circle with center a0 and radius which is half of this number. So radius is a. Now instead of 2a, we have r equal to a cos theta. So radius is nothing but half of this multiple of cos theta. Here multiple of cos theta is a. So radius will be a by 2 and center will be a by 2 0. So r equal to a cos theta represents a circle with center a by 2 0 and radius a by 2. So we keep in mind that standard equation of circle, if we have r equal to 2a cos theta, then center is order pair a0 and radius is a. So this radius is nothing but half of this multiple of cos theta. Whatever number we have here, we will take that number divided by 2 and we will obtain radius, and x component of the center is nothing but radius of the circle. If I have r equal to 4 cos theta, then radius will be 2 and center will be 2 comma 0. So it is like that. So here r equal to a cos theta represents a circle with center a0 and with center a by 2 0 and radius a by 2. So r equal to a cos theta represents a circle with center a by 2 comma 0 and radius a. Now suppose you are not comfortable to remember that standard equation of circle, then you can convert this in Cartesian equation and you can decide the center and radius of the circle. So we replace cos theta by x by r equal to a cos we know that x equal to r cos theta, so we replace cos theta by x by r. So from this we obtain r square equal to a into x. Now r square is nothing but x square plus y square minus a into x equal to 0. Now if we compare this equation with that standard equation of circle, general equation of circle, x square plus y square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equal to 0, we obtain 2g equal to minus a. So we will have g equal to minus a by 2 and there is no y term, so we will have 2f equal to 0, that is f equal to 0, and c is also 0. So as we know, center of the circle is minus g minus f, that is a by 2 comma 0, and radius is under root g square plus f square minus c. So if you calculate, radius is also a by 2. So if you don't want to remember that standard polar form of the circle, you can convert your equation into Cartesian form in this way and you can decide the center and radius of the circle. Now first we sketch the region of integration. Here we have to integrate over the upper half of the circle. So first we sketch the circle with center a by 2 0 and radius a by 2. So it is a circle whose center is on x axis, and as we know, x axis has polar form theta equal to 0. Similarly, polar form of y axis is theta equal to pi by 2, and we require circle with center a by 2 0 and radius a by 2. So suppose this distance is a, then this distance is a by 2. So first we roughly sketch the circle. We don't require exact shape. It should look like a circle. So this will work. Suppose this is this radius is this distance is a, so this is going to be a by 2. So this is the center of the circle. This point is order pair a0, this is 0 0, and we have to consider only upper half of the circle. So we are interested in this portion of the circle which is above x axis. So our region of integration is upper half of the circle. So we have to integrate over this region, and this is this circle r equal to a cos theta, whose center is a by 2 0, radius is a. So now we have the region of integration, so we have to decide the limits of integration for variables r and theta. So as we know, to determine the limits of variable r, we have to imagine a ray starting from origin and passing through the region of integration. So we consider, suppose this is a ray which is starting from origin and passing through the region. So we have to determine the values of variable r at the point at which ray is entering in the region and ray is leaving the region. Now ray enters the region at origin, and at origin value of r is 0. So lower limit for r is r equal to 0. Now this is the point at which ray is leaving the region of integration, and this point is on the circle r equal to a cos theta. So upper limit for r will be r equal to a cos theta. Now to determine the limits of theta, we have to find out smallest value of theta and largest value of theta. So we can observe that our region starts from this point. So at this point, all these points, at this point value of theta is 0. So lower limit for theta is theta equal to 0, and our region is starting from theta equal to 0 and it is coming up to this point, So at this point value of theta is pi by 2. So largest value of theta is pi by 2. So theta is from 0 to pi by 2. Okay, so we cover the region of integration by considering different rays. We can understand in this way also. So this is our region of integration. So we are considering a ray starting from theta equal to 0. To cover the whole region, we have to consider imagining different rays starting from this line theta equal to 0. Then we will consider in this way. To cover the remaining region, we will consider this type of rays. So in this way we have to go up to this point theta equal to pi by 2. So we start with theta equal to 0 and we end with theta equal to pi by 2. So smallest value of theta is 0 and largest value of theta is pi by 2. So now we have decided limits of integration. So we can write down for limits of r, we imagine a ray starting from origin and passing through region. Passing through region of integration. We can give the name, region is denoted by capital R, region of integration R as shown in figure. And we have discussed that the limits of integration are So ray starts at r equal to 0, ray enters the region at r equal to 0, and ray leaves the region at r equal to a cos theta, and smallest value of theta is 0 and the largest value of theta is pi by 2. So once we have decided the limits of integration, we are able to integrate given function over this region, double integral dr d theta over region r. So this is equal to, here integral is always with respect to r. This we can rewrite as a square minus r square raised to 1 by 2 into r into dr d theta. R is from 0 to a cos theta and theta is from 0 to pi by 2. So first we have to integrate with respect to r. So we consider this inner integral and we will consider theta as constant. So during this integral theta is constant. Now to integrate this we can see that derivative of this function a square minus r square with respect to r is minus 2r. So we can set that derivative here. We can multiply with minus 2 and we can divide with minus 2. So this r is written as minus 2r divided by minus 2. So you can see minus 1 by 2 into minus 2 is 1 and we don't have any problem. So we adjust derivative of a square minus r square in the product so that we can use this formula. We know that if we have nth power of function and its derivative is in the product, then we can use this formula to integrate. N is different from minus 1, here n equal to 1 by 2. So now we have minus 1 by 2, theta is from 0 to pi by 2, and here integral is a square minus r square raised to 1 by 2 plus 1, that is 3 by 2 divided by 3 by 2. A square minus r square to the power 3 by 2 divided by 3 by 2, and then we will put limits of r from 0 to r equal to a cos theta, and after putting limits we will integrate with respect to theta. So we are using this formula here. A square minus r square has derivative minus 2r and here n equal to 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 plus 1 is 3 by 2. Now we can cancel out this 1 by 2 with this 1 by 2 here, and we can take this 1 by 3 outside this. So minus 1 by 2 divided by 3 by 2, that is minus 1 by 2. Theta is from 0 to pi by 2. We write one more step, and a square minus r square raised to 3 by 2, r is from 0 to a cos theta and with respect to theta. So this is minus 1 by 3, theta is from 0 to pi by 2. First we put r equal to a cos theta, so we have a square minus a square cos square theta to the power 3 by 2 minus r equal to 0, so a square to the power 3 by 2, and integral with respect to theta. So we have put limits of r equal to a cos theta and r equal to 0. So now we simplify this bracket inside the integral. theta is from 0 to pi by 2. This we can rewrite as a square times 1 minus cos square theta, and 1 minus cos square theta is nothing but sin square theta 3 by 2, and this is nothing but a raised to 3. So we take a square common, and 1 minus sin square is written as 1 minus cos square is written as sin square theta. So minus 1 by 3, theta is from 0 to pi by 2, a square raised to 3 by 2, that is a cube, and this is going to be sin cube. Okay, sin square theta raised to 3 by 2 minus a cube d theta. So if we wish, we can take a cube outside, it is independent of theta, so minus a cube by 3, theta is from 0 to pi by 2, sin cube theta minus 1 d theta. So now we can apply that reduction formula. Minus a cube by 3, theta is from 0 to pi by 2, sin cube theta d theta minus theta is from 0 to pi by 2, integral of 1 with respect to theta. So now in the first integral we apply reduction formula, minus a cube by 3. Here n is 3, so we in the denominator we start with 3 and we subtract 2 from 3, so we obtain 1 and we stop. In the numerator we have to start with 3 minus 1, that is 2, so we stop here, and because power is odd, value of k is 1, so it is only 2 by 3, minus here integral of 1 with respect to theta is theta, so we have theta from 0 to pi by 2, and then minus a cube by 3. Here we can write using reduction formula. Okay, we evaluate first integral. So now this is going to be 2 by 3 minus pi by 2 minus 0, that is pi by 2. Okay, so this is the value of given double integral in polar form. If you wish, you can further rewrite this by taking LCM as 6, but I think this is fine. So in this lecture we have seen this problem of double integrals in polar coordinates, and we are integrating over the upper half of the circle r equal to a cos theta. So the important point is how to find out limits of r and theta. So for finding limits of r, we are considering a ray starting from origin and passing through region of integration, and then we determine the value of r at the points at which ray enters the region and ray leaves the region. And to determine the limits of theta, we find out the smallest possible value of theta and largest possible value of theta that bound the region r. And in this polar form, integral is always with respect to r first. So this is all about today's session. I hope you like this lecture. Thank you very much.